Hey fellas, Mike Wilson, Duquesne University for Figure It Out Baseball, talking about a two-seam grip and where to locate it and how to throw it. Two-seam grip, there's a bunch of different ways to throw it, fellas. So eventually you figure out which way works best for you, where you can locate it and get the movement that you want. A basic two-seamer is you're going to hold the narrow part of the seams with your fingers, and then your thumb's up the side just a little bit. It's not quite underneath, it's up the side, okay, for a two-seamer, because that puts a little pressure on the ball for me, so the ball goes that way. It's going to help the ball to go in on a righty, okay? The two-seam pitch is supposed to ride in on a right-handed hitter or sink down on any hitter, or do both. It can run, and it can run and sink. If you want some variations on a two-seamer, there's guys that actually push this in to offset the ball. And then that gives them more of that, because the ball's now more over here on this side of my hand, and I'm going to kind of advance down the left side of the ball. And that's going to give me more run, more spin, okay? There's also guys that turn the ball here a little bit, so they offset it a little bit, so that this finger's really pulling against that seam right there, okay? And then thumb still up the side a little bit, but without the pressure. So that off seam's going to allow you to go down the left side of the ball, and it's going to allow that ball to come out the side of your hand, and it's also going to help with the spin, okay? Now, anytime that I go down the left side of the ball, my hand's going into pronation, which usually makes it easier on my arm, okay? So thumb goes down. I'm releasing it through it, and my thumb's going down very easily, which should make it a very easy pitch to throw, okay? Now, there's also guys that throw the two-seamer across the seams at the narrow part, okay? When you think about it, it's the same rotation. So you figure out what works best for you. How do you get the most movement on it? So it can be where your thumb's at. It can be hand position at release point. It could be finger pressure, more finger pressure, you know, going through the ball. So you just have to experiment with it. I guarantee you every big leaguer and every big leaguer doesn't throw his two-seamer the exact same grip in the exact same way. So figure out what works for you. Now, where do I want to throw a two-seamer? I want to throw it in if I'm a righty pitcher. I want to throw it in on a righty, and I want to throw it away to a lefty. And then I always want to keep it down in the zone, because a good two-seamer is not only going to go this way, it's going to go down, okay? So that's how you want to locate your two-seamer. We don't want to throw a two-seamer up in the zone because it's sinking. And just like a curveball, you don't want to throw a curveball up in the zone. It gets hammered, okay? Because balls up in the zone, the hitters are trying to swing under it. They're not trying to, it's just automatic. So when you sink a ball up in the zone, it's coming right down into their bat. So no curveballs, no sliders up in the zone, and no two-seamers up in the zone. When you're throwing the two-seamer, you've got to get the catcher to set up where you want your target so that you can locate the pitch you want. I would have my catcher hold the target right in the middle. I would throw it for the glove, and then he'd go like this because of the movement. So figure out how you want the catcher to set up for your two-seamer. Thanks, fellas. Coach Wilson, Duquesne University for Figure It Out Baseball. We just got done talking about a two-seam grip. Our next topic will be on off-speed pitches.